You're listening to TC TAUX on TNT.
Welcome back to TC Talks, everybody. I'm your host, TC, here with an NFL segment for you. I know it's been a while since we've talked about the NFL either here on TC Talks or on the Winner Circle, which goes live Wednesday nights at 5 p.m. So make sure you guys tune in the TuneIn app, search sportstownchicago.com, or simply use your computer to go to sportstownchicago.com and click listen. But today I thought I'd bring you something that I typically do not do. I like to keep it to modern sports topics and talk to you guys about that. But for this one, I decided to go a little bit more the opinion route. So for this one, I figured we could dive into my top 5 ranking for the NFL teams heading into 2022. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Now, I know a lot of people are going to roast me a little bit for this one because personally, I'm not sold on a few teams. A few notable teams that I am not even going to be like, they're even questionable to make it, are the New Orleans Saints, the Miami Dolphins, or the Los Angeles Chargers. Personally, I think those are good football teams or can be really good football teams, but at the same time, I don't think that they're going to be anywhere near Super Bowl contention this year. They're going to be like an Arizona Cardinals, good enough to, potentially win a division, but not good enough to be a true feared team in the NFL. So with that in mind, let's dive in to number 5. Now, number 5 is here simply on the fact that this is a all-star talent, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't really bet against Patrick Mahomes. The man is just a monster. He is just able to be a playmaker in ways that you usually don't see from a quarterback. I mean, Lamar Jackson is probably the only guy who's able to play anything like Patrick Mahomes. But the thing about Patrick Mahomes is he's able to play way more consistently than Lamar. So that's why I have to give him and his team the edge. Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying, hey, they got rid of Tyreek Hill and they did not bring in much talent to complement him. Well, that doesn't necessarily matter, in my opinion. If you have an all-star, all-time generational talent at quarterback, he will be able to find a way for your team to win. Now, I know this isn't the NFL of 10 years ago when Aaron Rodgers had a bunch of no-names as his wide receivers, and he was able to chug all the way to the NFC Championship game where he eventually fell. But at the same time, he was able to put up production and be a competitive team. And with somebody like Patrick Mahomes, you just got to assume that he's going to be able to work some magic in there as he did last season against the Bills to cap off the divisional round. Now, moving forward, number 4 is a team that everybody will assume should be a lot higher, and you got to understand who these teams are ahead of them to even, really wrap your head around this. So number 4 is the Bengals. Now, I know what you're thinking. The Bengals are the second best team in the league. I mean, they basically were the runners-up for the Super Bowl last year. They were able to improve their offensive line. They were able to make all these great offseason changes. So, of course, you got to be able to look at this team and assume that they're going to be in a much better place to win a Super Bowl this upcoming season. And while that may be true, there's a lot of hurdles that they're going to have to jump through this upcoming season. And the fact of the matter is, as great as Joe Burrow is, and as great as who I cannot remember the wide receiver's name to save the life of me right now, but he's got an all-star talent as well. So at the same time, I'm not fully sold on them. Are they great players? Absolutely. Jamar Chase, how can I forget that name? Jamar Chase. So Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, obviously great connection, great duo, and all the whole 9 yards that I could say about them. But at the same time, there's a number of 1,000-yard receivers. There's a number of guys who are able to produce even more than they're able to. So While I think they're good players, I don't think that sums up the whole team, and that defense needs to be able to improve as well. So moving on to number 3. Now, this is a team that I had originally forgot about until I started to remember they were in the news recently for trading away their quarterback, or potentially wanting to trade away their quarterback, and that is the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G is supposedly going to be on his way out of the San Francisco, and he's going to be looking for a trade. That means Trey Lance is going to be coming in and shaking things up for this 49ers team. And here's the reason why you have to say that the 49ers can be in playoff contention. It is because they could go out and have the same exact play Jimmy Garoppolo did and be in a place to win the Super Bowl. Or if Trey Lance is able to produce even a small iota more than Jimmy G, then we could see these 49ers go all the way to the Super Bowl, perhaps win. They were a handful of points short moving forward to be able to enter the Super Bowl for the second time in 5 years. Unfortunately, Jimmy G and that offense were not able to get anything done. So perhaps Trey Lance is able to come in, shake things up, get things moving again. But unfortunately, we don't know if that's going to be the case. And personally, as much as I'd like to believe in the guy, I don't see a great future for Trey Lance. That's just me. If you want to disagree with me right now, let me know down in the comment section below. But these are just my personal opinions. And I've seen a lot of people rank this next team at number 1. And the fact of the matter is, while this team did get better, while it is a much more formidable team, I do think that they're not that the magic does not strike twice. In football, it is very rare that you see back-to-back Super Bowls. So that is why I think the Rams, as great as they are, as much as they've improved in this offseason, despite being able to retain some key players, I don't think they're going to be able to make it back to the next Super Bowl, and I do not expect them to win the next Super Bowl, obviously, since they will not even be in attendance. Now, I know that's an unpopular opinion, but unfortunately, the Rams just aren't the team that I'm expecting to be there. Do they have the talent? Do they have all the skill? Yes, of course. This is a deadly team, both on offense and defense, has one of the best passers in the game, and has one of the most legendary players on defense. So I would expect a lot from this team, but unfortunately, I think they'll make a deep playoff run, but get cut down short due to the fact that it's just, I think the odds are against them, not just because, they won the Super Bowl last year, but just because every other team is going to be trying to hunt them down for that specific reason. So I think the Rams can do a lot, but I do think that there's an added weight in each game they play because everybody is going to want to be sending a message to the last year's champs. So the number 1 contender I have, the team most likely to win the Super Bowl, and if you have half of a brain, you already know the team that I'm going to be talking about. It is the dominant, the amazing, stolen. A game had to get stolen away for them to be eliminated from the playoffs. You know them well. You know the rule change was because of them, the Buffalo Bills. Now, I know this might be an unpopular opinion because they fell last year. Josh Allen gets another year older. Everyone on this team moves up in age, and we don't know what's going to be written on the wall for this upcoming season. Now, we can project that Josh Allen and the Bills will continue to be as dominant as they have been, but that doesn't take into account to anything that could potentially happen in this upcoming season. And I know that's true for all teams, but at the same time, the Bills are a very, especially Josh Allen, I should say, is a very aggressive player. And the problem that could come with that is a number of injuries could start to stack up. No matter how insignificant they may be, they might eventually become to the point that Josh Allen isn't going to be the same player that he is. And unfortunately, I do think that's going to be the case. I mean, just some of the hits that he took last year to try to get his team in a situation to win a Super Bowl and falling short makes me question how much his body's going to be able to take this next season. Well, that's it. That's my top 5 for you guys right there. Let me know if you guys agree. Where did I go wrong? What did I get right? Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you agree with anyone in this top 5 ranking? Not specifically where they're ranked, but perhaps that they made the top 5. Should somebody have made the top 5 that didn't? I know some of you might be thinking Green Bay, but obviously with a weakened wide receiver core and Aaron Rodgers going up yet another year in age, and that offensive line just not seeing much improvement this season, and with the addition of perhaps some veterans not being able to come back and play on the offensive line to start the season, I have little hopes for the Green Bay Packers to be able to make it to the Super Bowl, let alone make a deep playoff run. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. You could go ahead and let me know your opinions on our Instagram as well, the Winner Circle STC. Yes, we zhuzhed up the name a little bit just for you guys. So go out, enjoy that. And if you'd missed yesterday's video, here's your reminder in the video down below just for you guys to go check out. Until next time, this has been TC with TC Talks. Peace out.